So with that, we bring in Virginia Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earle-Sears. She is Virginia's Republican candidate for governor. Good to see you, Lieutenant Governor. Thank you very much for joining us. Do you think that those numbers are going to move in light of this recent scandal? Or do you think that, his name is on the ballot and not much will change at this point, 4 weeks away?
Well, our internal polling is showing that we're much closer than these public polls are. They're oversampling the Democrats and undersampling Republicans. So I'm not surprised that the mainstream media is doing this. This is how they support their candidate, Abigail Spanberger. But I'm calling on Abigail Spanberger to do what she should. You know, she's not a profile in courage. She lacks backbone. And I think really it's where I should say she's just politically craven. She wants to be governor. And so she's figuring what's the best thing for her. And that she assumes is to keep Jay Jones on the ballot. The problem is this is not good for Virginia. This man, Jay Jones, should never be attorney general. He doesn't have the character. He doesn't have the temperament, and he needs to go.
Let's take a look at some of these polls quickly. This is the Washington Post poll, and it shows Spanberger at 55%, you at 43%, 2% say that they don't have an opinion in this race. And I know that you have seized on this moment to try to tie her to Jay Jones. There's lots of images and video of the two of them campaigning together, so it's not that hard to do. How do you think this moves? You know, do you think that she will feel pressured to force him off the ticket? How do you think this will play out?
No, what she's doing is trying to game out what's best for her, not what's best for Virginia. And this man, Jay Jones, he cannot be attorney general because what he's doing is he's calling for the murder of his political opponent and the murder of his opponent's children. I mean, who is this man? And why is Abigail thinking that the best thing for him is for, her is for him to stay on the ticket? He's not fit for office. He's not fit for the next rank, as we would say in the Marine Corps. And Abigail needs to say so. I cannot believe that there's not one single Democrat who is elected in Virginia who believes that that's not the way to go.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
I'm curious your reaction to what Senator Tim Kaine said. We just played a soundbite of him. He said in the hallway on Capitol Hill, look, I've known him a long time. He apologized, and that should be enough.
He apologized, Jay Jones did, after it was brought to light, these text messages. And as for what Senator Kaine said, well, Senator Kaine, you were one of the ones who, when the Democrat governor, Ralph Northam, was found to either be in blackface or under the sheets as KKK, you told him he needed to go. And that was a 30-year-old picture. Well, what Jay Jones did was just 3 years ago. And by the way, his recent apology was a half-hearted apology until somebody called him on it. So none of them. I'm just looking at the lack of character in our Democratic establishment in Virginia. It's very shameful. It's absolute downright disgusting.
Do you think that there are more layers to this? We have seen this reporting on what he said about police officers, and essentially what was reported, and we have not independently verified this, and he has denied that he ever said this, but the report was that he suggested that maybe if some police officers died, it would make them rethink the way that some of them do their job. It indicates that there may be more things out there. Are you hearing anything along those lines?
Yeah, so I'm hearing some things, but let's understand who he is and what he supports. Jay Jones wants to defund the police and get rid of their qualified immunity. But then again, so does my opponent, Abigail Spanberger. She has said that she will defund the police and get rid of their qualified immunity. She voted that way. She took money from the PAC that said, this is what you will do when you sign here. So the two of them are really two peas in a pod, and maybe that's why she's not telling him to leave the race. And remember, she's also the one, Abigail Spanberger, who said to her supporters on more than two occasions, let your rage fuel you. Let your rage fuel you. So, Abigail, what rage are you talking about? And have we not had enough of political violence? Well, this is what you see that you get if you would elect someone like her. But the voters of Virginia, well, they have common sense. We cannot have either one of them.
So you have 4 weeks to go here. How are you going to try to close in this race? Separate from this issue, why do you think prior to this issue, and we will look at the new polling when it comes out, that you were trailing significantly after having served right under Glenn Youngkin, a fairly popular Virginia governor.
Well, this is what I'm trying to say, that our internal polls are not showing anything like this. And what I'm saying also is that, unfortunately, the mainstream, they have oversampled the Democrats and undersampled Republicans. And this is what they do all the time. But when we look at the real polls that matter, where people actually come to the polls, when you see early voting or Republican-leaning polls, we are going straight to 85 to 92%, whereas the Democrats are coming out top 60%. So there is not enthusiasm and momentum in their side,
all right.
The Democrats.
Well, that will make for a very interesting election night, and we'll be watching the race very closely, and we hope to speak to you between now and then. And, of course, an open invitation to Abigail Spanberger, who you are running against as well.
And so I ask the voters to please go to Winsome for Governor and support my campaign.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Good to see you again. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.